just San Antonio does still have a whole lot for cyber,
Sure. Oh, well, good.
especially with the DoD. So that was kind of why we chose there, and the affordability of it as well.
Welcome to the network of Networth video podcast, having high-level conversations with high-level individuals. I'll be your host, Christopher Day. Enjoy the show.
Hey, Critical Fault, we started in June of 21 as a professional services company.
Okay.
We do, our primary offering is penetration testing. So that is actually the offensive security testing of both physical and cybersecurity systems. Just looking for any problems in the security that may exist, because we simulate how someone may actually go in and attack these systems.
Sure.
And then provide guidance on how to fix those. We also do training. We do digital forensics and incident response, which is, after the fact, after a company has been hit, going in and trying to help them out. And then the newer company we just started last year, it's solely responsible for developing some software related to what we do, especially on the cyber side.
Okay.
And with that one, we this week we'll be submitting for a phase 1 of SBIR, SBIR, which is the Small Business Innovation Research Grant Program. DoD presence is one of the reasons why we opened an office there.
Sure. Now, do you have any presence at all, with military presence at all here yet?
Nope, not yet. It's one of those that we're working on, and it's not the easiest one to get into.
Sure.
We imagine that our involvement will either be through this SBIR or if we can get in with one of the primes.
Yeah, so right now you're just looking for growth, for a growth plan, a growth strategy is what you're looking for, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a fair bit of growth with the services company last year, and
sure.
We're just looking to maintain that, and to an extent, opening in San Antonio is almost kind of like starting again.
Sure.
Because we're pretty much unknown.
Right.
So having to just rebuild the network, get to meet people, go out to events, that kind of thing.
Sure. And that's pretty well what you can do. I mean, as far as getting in and doing that, and then making sure that you have all the, the proper paperwork so that you can go to work, with them.
Yeah. A big one's going to be the security clearances. That's one reason why we're, hoping to get involved with the prime, because you need to be sponsored in some way. And that's tends to be the easiest way, either that or hiring someone who already has the clearances.
Right.
And then there's a big thing the DoD is going to be rolling out soon called CMMC that will involve specific assessments that will have to be done before doing any kind of DoD related work.
Sure. So what's the market saturation look like in your industry here? And I ask that because I've actually run into quite a few people that do cybersecurity, in this kind of realm. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure how many are, that your actual competition or whatnot.
Yeah. The majority, I think, of what we run into when people say cybersecurity, it's more on the defensive side. It's actually doing, anywhere from kind of outsourced IT work to like endpoint detection and response in the terms of like notification and other things of defense. There are definitely some that do what we do or similar. There's not that many that it's their focus.
Sure.
I think there's a fair number of these companies on the defensive side that have kind of tacked it on after, but I don't think they started with that way. So it's specifically what we specialize in. I don't think the market's saturated, especially now that people are becoming more aware of the need for proactive testing.
Sure.
And additionally, cyber insurance is starting to require more and more proof before they will start insuring companies,
Sure.
Which can require proactive testing as well.
So do you have any military connections here right now, or governmental connections here in San Antonio?
Really, with the SBIR, we have joined. There's a group called SBIR Advisors,
Okay.
and it's almost entirely retired contract officials with the military.
Sure.
That's probably our biggest connection.
It's a good one.
Is going to be what they can offer.
Sure.
But outside of that, no, we don't really have much.
Sure. Well, I mean, that sounds like it would be a great resource to have. I mean, if you're going to have certain people on your team, that seems like the people to have. They're going to be the ones that are going to guide you through the whole process because they've been doing it, for years themselves, and now they're retired doing it. So, I mean, there's nobody else that you're going to be able to ask that's going to be able to help you anymore. Now, are there, okay, so other than just getting in and getting contracts, who else are you looking to meet? I mean, who else are you looking for? Are you looking for people on your team? Are you looking to have certain types of other clientele? I mean, what do you, who are you trying to get in front of?
Yeah. Before too long, we will be looking at hiring, especially if we get a phase 2 funding.
Sure.
But a lot, as far as like who we're looking to meet, like our best clients are probably between 50 or 75 all the way to 500-600 employees.
Okay.
We have clients who are smaller and significantly larger.
Sure.
We can cover just about any size. It's just that size. They usually have a big enough footprint. They usually have at least one person on staff that can handle some internal IT
sure.
work, and companies that a lot of our longer term clients tend to be ones that maybe they started 10 to 15 years ago, have had a good amount of growth, but haven't really gotten out of that startup mindset.
Right.
Like one of our clients, I think they started in 2013. They have 150 employees now, but still kind of have been running like they're a startup. So we're really helping them to completely build out their IT, specifically on security.
Sure.
Their whole program. We helped in the interview and hiring of an internal security person for their IT.
Sure.
Because they had been going, where one of their, executives had like 3 positions. There's like HR, cyber, and, security, and something else.
Sure.
And just with their size, they were needing to get out of that.
Right. Right.
It's really not industry specific anymore because of how much work is done online, and how many companies have a big component of some type of digital work that is important to them being able to operate.
Sure.
But then, of course, regulated industries are going to be more aware of it. So like financial, healthcare, utilities, that kind of thing. Outside of regulated industries, like we have one of our clients, I think, has 6 employees, but they're a banking app.
Okay.
So
okay.
They have way more requirements that legally they have to meet.
Sure.
But other companies that are like that size, a lot of that's going to be maybe more around some training that could be done, or some very kind of low-hanging fruit automated scanning.
Sure.
That kind of thing. And I mean, it's all like we like to tailor it to exactly what the client's exact needs are and what their risk appetite is, because that's, it's like a form of insurance.
Sure.
You just have to decide internally how much risk you're willing to take.
Right.
For like, what type of insurance you're buying, or what premium or levels you're having covered, that kind of thing.
So YouTube analytics tells me that 86% of you guys are not subscribed. Let's change that. Hit the button. Yeah, so anyhow, that is one piece of value that I can generally offer most of you guys, and especially if you're local. My show, the idea behind it is to bring entrepreneurs and investors together. Everybody's looking for opportunity. If you're an entrepreneur, you're looking for something. You're either looking for connection, looking for a deal, looking for something, looking for a contract, right? Looking for a partnership. And if you're an investor, you're looking for opportunity. And you're not just looking for something that came across your desk on a piece of paper. You're looking for a real deal human being that you can go sit down and have lunch with and shake their hand and know that you can do something together with. That's why I try to do this with local entrepreneurs and local investors, so that you can build real relationships. It's not somebody from Zimbabwe or something. It's somebody from down the block.
Yeah.
Hey, if you are a business owner, an investor, or a leader in your industry, and you would like to have your story told, if you would like to share your story with our audience, be a guest on our video podcast. There's a link down below. I'd love to have a conversation with you. The network of Networth Video Podcast is a place where we have high-level conversations with high-level individuals, and I'd like for you to be one of those individuals. Hit the link below.
San Antonio does still have a whole lot for cyber.
Sure.
Especially with the DoD. So that was kind of why we chose there, and the affordability of it as well. Off the top of my head, like I said yesterday, I was just going through my email, and because I get so many,
Sure.
and just trying to clean it up a little, and luckily came across yours, and was just kind of interested in having a more one-on-one conversation, getting to know you a little better.
Thank you.
And just seeing where we could go and what we could do.
Sure. No, I appreciate the outreach for that. I do try to do all of the one-on-ones. Like I said, we do the network meetings all the time, and very few people really reach out. If I've put you in my CRM, it's because we met somewhere, and I've just been waiting for somebody to answer back. Now we've had a little bit closer meeting and know what we can do. Now I tell you what, I like to meet a few people too, so I'm going to tell you who they are. And those are people that are trying to build. Okay, either they want to go in, and I don't necessarily need people to want to sell their businesses. I like partnerships too. I like people that are building things that need help in one way, shape, or form. I like to invest into companies. I do not like venture capital. I'll tell you right now, I do not like venture capital. I like businesses that work, that just want to go further, want to add something to, want to implement other things that I may have a skill set in, stuff like that. But really, if you've got some people that are ready to retire and they've got a small mom and pop business where they're not the only worker, I love those.